Hi, no, it is not clickbait. This is a photo of a chunk of my hair on the restaurant floor, but you'll have to wait for me to explain that one. Hello, you delicious little morsel of a creature. My name is Kylie Roseanne. I also go by Haunted Hippie on my other channel. And also many of my followers lovingly refer to me as the Antichrist, or their maggot mother, or their dark mother, or dark mistress. Really, I take on many names. It's because at the end of the day, I am Satan's favorite daughter. This is how I run my online virtual cult, and you can join. All you have to do is click subscribe. Mainly, I talk about horror movies over on the Haunted Hippie channel, and on this channel, I vlog, obviously. And I also talk a lot about physical media. Right now, I am currently traveling abroad. I am traveling the UK and Europe, so you're getting some of that content right now. There is a big Rottweiler here. Her name is Luna, and she's looking very sad. I don't know what I can do for you, darling. I'm sorry. If you're a newcomer, I bet that was kind of like a lot to take in, but also you should know that I am staying at my friend's place in the UK. My friend Sebastian, he runs a dog boarding business, and he'll be back soon to take you on a walk, my love. In fact, there is a sleeping dog on my lap right here. Isn't he adorable? His name is Todd. Anyway, let's just jump into things, shall we? I'm gonna be bouncing forth between telling you stories and showing you footage of our adventures there. Day one, we wake up at 3:30 in the morning. We had an hour drive to the airport, so we left around like 4:15, and then our flight was around 8 o'clock. We got there a little bit earlier than we needed to, I think. So needless to say, I was not feeling too well because I wasn't able to nap in the car to the airport. I also was not able to nap on the plane because it was packed. It's because we went in April, which is the best time of year to visit Amsterdam for the flowers. But that meant that day one was very uncomfortable. I had like less than 4 hours of sleep. We were staying with my cousin as well. She lives in Amsterdam now. And let me just give you a little taste of the intro that we shot there. Take note, I feel like at most angles you can see the gigantic Gucci bags underneath my eyes. It's insane. I don't even know how to start this. I'm so tired. We made it to Amsterdam. It's been a rough one.
So sleepy.
Yeah. Not only did we like get to the airport at like 5 a.m. or whatever, she throws back a pint at like 6:30 or something, you know.
It's got to be done.
Scottish people built different. This is Leanne, by the way. If you haven't met her.
You may have seen me around these parts.
Hope that you'll join us for some vibey travel montages, getting baked, running around Amsterdam. I feel like nobody's gonna be interested in watching the rest of this video because it's so subdued. We're so tired. Maybe we'll scrap this intro. We'll see.
What was that?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, not great. So that prompted me to sit down here today and explain things to you because we did a terrible job at checking in with the vlog. The only time that we did was when we were having a smoke break, which all of those sessions can be seen on my Patreon if you would like to see the uncensored version of this vlog. Oh, you'll also get to see Leanne trying a White Claw for the first time because she's from Scotland and White Claw is only just now becoming a thing in the UK. So you can find that there. My Patreon is always linked down below. But without further ado, let me show you our welcome into Amsterdam. That was day 1 and day 2. Keukenhof is just, it's insane, right? But anyway, so you saw the first day we went into the city center. It was so packed with tourists. It was also a Saturday though, which I think a Saturday in April in Amsterdam is probably one of the busiest cities you could possibly be in. We also went into a coffee shop and we got a couple of pre-rolls and then we smoked along, well, shouldn't admit to that. We smoked somewhere and then we were sitting on the steps like in the center and we met this dog. It was so cute. It was so fucking cute. That is something that I did not know about Amsterdam, and I don't know if it applies to Holland in general. Dogs are so well behaved there, and so oftentimes you're walking around and you'll just see a loose dog and you're like, oh my god, is this dog okay? Like, where are its people? And then way trailing behind it will be its owners. And I'm like, what's the excuse for the rest of the world? Why do I gotta walk into your house and your giant dog is jumping up on me? Anyways, yeah, so this little man, this little chihuahua was just like roaming around and like sitting on my lap, and he was so adorable. The other thing that we learned on the first day is that what they say about bikers in Amsterdam is so true. No one is exaggerating when they tell you that the bicyclists will scream at you in Dutch if you're walking in their lane, which I think is perfectly valid. But yeah, I'm pretty good at like having my wits about me and checking both ways. I had to pull Leanne out of the way a couple times. She had to pull me out of the way as well. There was one time where the bike lane was completely unmarked. It'd be different if like there was like a sign on the ground or like some paint that marked it as a bike lane, but this one in particular wasn't. So I was walking in it and like looking at my map and oh my god, I got screamed at. But they scream at you in Dutch and it's like, I don't know, maybe you should try screaming in English because I feel like most people visiting probably speak English. I don't speak Dutch. I don't know about you. Anyways, not for me to tell them how to scream at tourists. Then we went to the De Pipe area, which has really good food, and also I was pronouncing it De Pip the whole time because I feel like that's more fun. We got a burger. We went to a place, I think it was literally just called Burger Bar, and it was really tasty and the people working there were super nice area, and we got so lucky with the weather these first 2 days because I will then tell you what happened the last 2 days. We'll get there. But after that, we literally passed out at 9:30 p.m., which would have been 8:30 our time coming from the UK. And then we proceeded to sleep for 11 hours. We didn't wake up until our 8:30 alarm the next day. I would have kept sleeping. I probably could have slept at least 12 hours because like I said, we woke up at 3:30 the day before. Like we were exhausted. Anyway, then that day, it took us about 2 hours by bus to get to the Keukenhof Gardens. And once again, it was packed with tourists and I hate a touristy location. Like I cannot stand it. When we were in Amsterdam Central and we were seeing all these people lining up for the canal tours and stuff, we were thinking about it, but I was like, there are too many people. Like I'm not about it. The same thing happened in the gardens, but the difference was the flowers made that shit worth it. I hate crowds. I cannot stand it. I am not like your tourist, you know? I really have my limits with that, but I was happy as a clam. The flowers seriously are worth it. Unless you're the type of person, like I know that some people really do not just bask in the glory of nature, like they don't get it. And if that's the case, then I don't get you, babes. But wow. And they also, their food there was really, really good. They had great service. Food comes out super fast. You can order on these big screens. We also got wine and the wine was really good. We had some rosé. We were just living life, babe. After that, we got fondue at this place and it was so good. Here, a little reaction incoming.
Oh, look at that cheese. Is it hot?
No. I will put the name up on screen because I can't remember what that place was called, but can recommend completely. It's right on the canal. It's in the center. It's gorgeous. Food was so good. Then we met my cousin at the bar that she works at. We had a drink there, tried some of the food. It was really nice. Then we kind of had another early night because the next day was Van Gogh. We also did a little shroomies, and that was indeed the day that I burnt my hair. I'll explain that in a minute, but for now, let's just enjoy the scenery. Yeah? You know, just making memories or whatever. So yes, for Van Gogh, I wanted to take a little bit more of the gummies, the truffles, than I did. But because of all the cheese that I ate the day before and having wine at the gardens, my stomach was quite upset with me. So I couldn't really do that much, also because I was in a public museum. But it was perfect. It was like the perfect amount to just be enjoying all the visuals of the paintings, although they do tend to make you a little bit more emotional. And so my friend Leanne and I, we started crying at multiple points when we were looking at the paintings. Literally right when we stepped in, Leanne started crying because she was like, he just didn't know the impact that his art was gonna have. And it's so true. I mean, it's such an emotional experience. I think that my favorite painting was probably Cypresses and Two Women. Just the texture of this, I'm so obsessed with it. I stared at this painting probably for at least like 4 or 5 minutes. The paintings of the orchards though, oh God, it's kind of a toss-up because oh my God, I love those so much. That was a really good time. But you can do the whole museum in under 2 hours. It was a little bit quicker than I imagined. But with Van Gogh, I will leave you with this. In my view, I'm often very rich. Not in money, but rich because I've found my work have something which I live for heart and soul and which gives inspiration and meaning to life. When I read that quote and I showed it to Leanne, we both like started tearing up in that fucking gift shop. Van Gogh is just he's a moving guy. Anyways, it's time to now get into the clickbait of this video. Oh wait, no, hashtag not clickbait, because my hair caught on fire in this restaurant. I promise it's not because I was on drugs. Like I said, I'd barely done any. There was this crazy ass contraption and I should have taken a picture of it because then maybe it would make a little bit more sense why I burnt my hair over it. But it was like this really cool, huge industrial pasta maker. At least I think that's what it was. And so I was like leaning over the table because I was like trying to see, does the pasta get fed through there? The dough? Like what's going on? And there was a live candle on the table and yes, it burnt like a top layer of my hair to a crisp. And that shit smelled so bad. I was getting so nauseous because even though I like pulled all of the burnt clumps out of my hair, I could still smell it, like the singed ends and everything. It was disgusting. I don't think that my hair fully caught fire. Everyone was like asking me if I was okay. I really just think that it was singed. Like yes, a huge chunk of it fell out, but it was like midway down. Oh, and I think right here, aha. Right here, this much shorter piece right here is where I decided to cut off all the rest of the burnt ends. It's a bigger chunk than this, but you know, this just came into my hand because it smelled so bad. I convinced myself, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be able to just wash out the smell, especially when the ends are still so burnt and disgusting. So I just cut a chunk of my hair out. And then after I washed it, I felt a lot better. It didn't smell anymore. And then I wasn't nauseous after that. But yeah, the cute Dutch people in the restaurant, amazing restaurant, by the way. I'll have to put the name down below if I can remember it. Oh, I think it was called like Pampa or something. Delicious. Some of the best Italian pasta I've ever had in my life. Like, you know, homemade pasta that like melt in your mouth type beat. Oh, Luna. Don't throw up. But they came over and like asked me if I was okay, and one of the waitresses, she came over and like had to wipe down all of the burnt ash of my hair from the table. This guy, I think he was like the host, he came over and like asked if I was okay. He was like, I heard you burnt your hair, and I was like, yeah, I did. He was like, I like it. And I was like, oh, that's how I burnt my hair. But honestly, I don't really get embarrassed about things. Otherwise, that would have been a mortifying story, but I kind of just sat there and was just pulling it out, and I just was like really apologetic. They were all like asking me if I was okay, and I was just like, yeah, I'm so sorry that it smells bad in here though. It's a good thing that I don't have like super thin hair, otherwise that could have been more problematic. So anyways, then we did our little canal tour, and you can do like unlimited wine and cheese. That's a great option. Loved our tour guides, got to learn lots of fun stories. The first day I got there, I was really curious about how many people fall into the canals and drown every year, because it is a bit of a party city, it's a tourist city, and I learned that on average 11 people pass away die via falling into the canals, and on average, about 5 of them are British men. So there's some food for thought. I also learned that they retrieve about 50 bicycles every single weekday from the canals. So it averages out to about 12,000 bicycles retrieved from the canal every year. Learn lots of fun facts. Also in the canal tour, I saw this one building and I was like, oh my god, if I lived in Amsterdam, that would be so me. So gothic, the red and black, are you kidding me? And then I don't have that much footage from the rest of the night except for some karaoke. Basically, it was our last night there, and so we went to my cousin's boyfriend's bar and we got some food and drinks there. We went to this jazz bar and that was really fun. That was a little vibe. This total hole in the wall type place, and it was just packed. And that was on a Monday night. So yeah, it just really cool how alive the city is even on a weekday. And then after that, we went to a karaoke bar.
Well, my heart went boom when I crossed that room, and I held her hand in my ear. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Oh, we danced through the night, and we held each other tight, and before too long, I fell in love with her.
That was a blast. I really felt like I was killing it.
Hi there, just popping in while editing because I realized that I forgot to catch you up on the weather like I said that I would earlier in the video. Basically, we had absolutely gorgeous weather. We got so lucky the first 2 days we were there. My cousin said that it had been raining every single day for weeks and weeks on end. We got 2 gorgeous days of sunshine, and then on the last 2 days we were there, we had freak hailstorms. So you saw one of those in the montage of the night where we went out, but it also happened in the middle of the day while we were on our way to find the Canal tour boat. So that was really fun. Luckily, the Canal tour boat was covered.
That's basically it though. And then on the last day, you know, we were a little hungover, got kind of a late start to the morning. Oh, I will show you a clip. We tried this sort of traditional Dutch breakfast, and it's where you put butter and chocolate sprinkles on white bread.
Whoa. It's an interesting sensation.
It's like Nutella, but worse.
Yeah, it's like drier.
You like it?
Well, I mean, it's chocolate.
Of course,
yeah,
it's good.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean,
This feels like low energy.
this is girl dinner. Like, this is.
Like, I get it, you know, I get it, but at that rate, I'm like, just you put Nutella on it, maybe. I will say that in America, chocolate sprinkles just taste like regular sprinkles that are maybe dyed brown. They actually taste like chocolate in Holland, so I think that's really nice. After that, then we just took a walk through this gorgeous park, and we had some coffee, and we thrifted. I actually found a Dutch version of a Final Destination DVD that was funny, but it was really chill. And then we headed home, and that was really it. So there you have it. There is my 2024 Amsterdam adventure extravaganza. Can completely recommend the city, obviously. I mean, the flowers, I can totally understand why it's a once-in-a-lifetime bucket list thing. I didn't know how badly I needed to do that and make that a thing that I did in my life, but I'm so glad that I did. We had the best time. I'll also be vlogging some of the stuff that I do in London and some of the stuff that I do in Italy, so I do hope that you stick around. If not for that, then for my physical media content, I will be doing a lot of physical media hunting in London, and so I'm going to take you along for that. Or if you just want to talk about horror movies, then go subscribe to me on Haunted Hippie. There's also a ton of bonus content on the Patreon. Like I said earlier, the uncensored version of this vlog will be up on Patreon. You can also find all my social media and everything else linked down below. Go crazy, have fun. But more than anything, I just hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye!